Hello, welcome down onto the Coffee Pod channel. Today, we're going to have a look at this. It's the OutIn Claro coffee scale, your personal mobile coffee station. Now, when I got this, I thought it literally was just a scale, but it's actually got a couple more functions which I want to talk to you about in this video. So that's the box that it comes in. And within that, what you do is you get yourself a case, like a travel case for it. Nice, good protection on it. And when you open it up, you have a flap up here, which you have a cable for your charging it. And then you have a space here for the scale itself. And if you look, there's this bit of ribbon that you keep underneath. And you pop the scale in there like that. And you use this ribbon here to be able to pull it out because it is a nicely tight fitting in there. Okay, and then once you've done that, you have it like that. So it's a really nice compact scales, but look, let's talk about the actual functions of it because there's a few bits that I want to go through. So let's pop this out. If we look on the side here, there's a USB-C charging port in there. And then we have an on-off switch on here. And it actually has 3 modes for this on-off switch. So let's quickly just show it charging. Once you've popped your charger in there, there we go. We can see there's like the battery icon lighting up for charging it. And on the side, as we said, there's 3 functions. There's like off, then there's on, which is just a 1 click to the right, and then it turns on, and there's another click to the right as well further on from that. So if I click that and you'll hear something, there we go, it basically means beep. So there's a silent mode and a beeping mode, which is nice. So let's just leave it because it's trying to find out, it's trying to settle itself. There we go. And if you see here, that is the weight, that is the timer, and you'll see that in the middle, that icon means that we've got it on the beep mode. I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to turn it onto the silent mode because it will just become annoying with all these beeps. Right, let's put it down so it settles itself. And then we also have this, which is a kind of silicone top to it. I've actually found out I've not been using this as much. I've kind of used it without it and it's been fine. Simply because when I have it off, as you can see there, you can't really tell where it goes. And then I've been turning it on and I've been, and I'm having to adjust it all the time and it doesn't set properly. So I found that I've just left it off most of the time, but you can have whichever way you want. So again, let's leave it. So see, unstable. There we go. We've got it nice and stable. We've got a clock there, as we said, and a weight there. And if you over here, if you look, these 2 buttons either side, these are your function buttons, okay? So this one will tear it. So if I kind of put something on it, and it goes up to, what, 68 grams. If we tap it once, it will tear it, okay? And then tap it again and it will tear it like that. And then over the other side, simply tap that once and the timer starts, okay? That's your basic premise of having a timer and your weight. If you double tap it, it will go to ounces rather than grams. Double tap it and it will go back. And then over here, if you double tap this, it goes to M1. And if you double tap it again, it goes to M2. And they're the 2 different functions that I wasn't really that aware of until I came across the scale and been using it, right? So let's say, for example, we put something on here. We want to measure out a bit of coffee. So we're going to tear that, pour some coffee beans in. We've got 3.7 grams, so it goes down to the 10th of the grams. I've got a professional scales that have been calibrated, and I've tested it up against here. Now, my ones are for bulk purchase, so it doesn't go down to tenths. It only rounds up to the grams, but it did seem to keep up with this. So I have absolutely no reason to disagree with what that says on the scale. That should be fine, so take that as granted. Right, so that's that done. Very simple coffee scales, which you think it might be, but also, as I said, it also does something else as well. It has 2 of those functions, and the first function is the espresso mode, okay? So the way you get that is you double tap that, and we go on to M1, and that goes on to espresso mode. Now, the idea is, what you do is you get your espresso cup, so we're going to make an espresso in my Mino, and if you look here, I've got my scale here. If I just pop this on here, this is the OutIn stand. The scales fit in there perfectly, as you kind of expect that they would. Right, so we've got it on M1. Now what we're going to do is you place a container on here. So let's going to put this on my espresso cup. You're going to put it on there, leave it, and this will tear itself automatically. So I didn't do anything, I just put that on and I've teared it. Okay, now it's waiting to brew, and what it will do is when it brews and it starts to pour into there, the weight will go up and it will automatically set the timer off as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of water. I'm going to pop this into the top of here. I've just got a capsule in here just because I don't want to be wasting too much. Let's put in 50 mils of water, and it's cold water as well, so it's going to take a bit of time to do it. And then what we're going to do is going to hold this down and it's going to start brewing. Okay, so now we need to leave it for it to brew and come back when it drops, and then we shall see the timer and the weight go up. Right, the Mino's starting to brew now, so it's going to start pouring out of there. The weight goes on, and as you can see, it automatically starts counting up as soon as it feels like a weight difference. So if we finish it, we get the whole 50 mils out of here. What it will do is it will pause here and here without doing anything. So there we go. So it's paused on 31 seconds, 39.3 grams. So let's remove it. There we go. Now 10 seconds later. Okay, so there we go. It's reset now, ready to go again. So if you want to put this back on here, it will go on there and then it will tear, ready for more espresso. But obviously we've done this. So that was the first mode of making that, and it'd be rude not to. So I'm just going to finish up this espresso before we move on. Right, so that was that one. That's the espresso mode done. Let's put this to one side. Over here. Now we have another mode, which is called the pour over mode, okay? And this is a little bit different, but the timings are kind of like the same. So what you do is you turn on the scales and you go to M2. So you double tap it. Now we're on M2 on there. And we're going to place our pour over setup. Whatever kind of setup you've got. I'm just going to be using this just to kind of like demonstrate, okay? And I'm going to put that on there like that. And then you're going to tear it yourself, okay? So let's just make sure we can see it. And I'm going to tear it like that. There we go. And if we swap over to this camera here, now what you need to do is you need to add your grinds. So let's say this is a pour over setup and I've got my filter at the top and I want to pour some grinds in. I'm going to simulate grinds with this, with some water. Okay, so let's just pretend this is grinds. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in here. Let's put in that much. Let's say, for example, 43 grams of grind coffee. Let's pretend that's grind coffee. Then what you do is you press this button to memorize it. So you've memorized it by pressing that once, and it does timer that, and then that, which is your weight, and your timer's ready to go. Okay, so now you've got your grinds in there for your pour over, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start pouring the water over. So let's pretend this is water, and we're going to start pouring it over here. And watch, this timer will start going up automatically. So we start pouring it. So there you go. We're doing the pour over. There we go. You see the timer started automatically. And we're doing our pour over. We're doing our pour over. Okay, so let's say we've done that. That's our pour over finished. We've got 89 grams there. And we take it off and it will pause. So just under 89 grams. 24 seconds that took. Then it will show the ratio here, so it flicks over to the ratio of 1 to 2 of water to powder ratio on there. So loads of information you get off here, and that was just a very quick demonstration on how to do pour over. That's clearly not pour over, that's just a glass of water, but that's kind of how you do it with the pour over. So if you're using this for pour over, it's great. I don't know how big your pour over system is for these scales. Right, that's the functions over then. Let's just talk about that, because I did want to just reminded me of how big this thing is. So it is 11 centimeters round like that. So if you've got something that will fit on there, I think this is ideal for it. And also what I'll do is I'll leave some stats up there for you for like weights and stuff, kind of length of time and stuff like that, just so you can have a look at the information on there. Right, so that was it then. That was my look at this, the Claro scale. Let's turn this off just so it doesn't go bonkers. That's it, the Claro scale. More than just some scales, way more than I thought it was going to be for your espresso and your pour over. A nice little scale and a very accurate little, very portable, thin scale. Well worth a look at this one. I've got a few scales I'm going to be testing on the channel. There's a couple more. I've got the cup one from Sublime. I've got that one coming as well. So please like and subscribe because I'll be going through this, probably comparing them all as well from scales on the channel. Right, I hope that's been of use to you. Go and have a look. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of this one, whether it's on the OutIn site. I think my discount still works, so you might be able to get some money off as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Please like, please subscribe. To the next video on the Coffee Pod channel. Bye-bye.